strategy. You will need the Bollinger Band. You need to plot the Bollinger Band, just a default setting. You do not have to modify anything. The MACD indicator again is a default setting, okay, of the 12.26.9. Default setting will do. And we need a reversal candlestick pattern. And the only pattern, right, that we are going to use in this hit the Bollinger Band strategy is the railway track. I shall be talking about this railway track in case some of you do not know what exactly is railway track candlestick pattern. Okay, for those of you who have been to my blog and read my blog, right, about this candlestick pattern, you should have understand what is a railway track. Okay, however, for the benefit of doubts of people who do not know, I shall go through this part, okay, the railway track, in this video tutorial. So, what is exactly railway track? It is a reversal candlestick pattern, and sometime, right, if you read some Forex trading book, you'll find that they actually refer this to as a tweezer. We call this a tweezer. Okay, so you look at 3 examples of a railway track. Can you see? It actually consists of a long up candle and a long down candle. Okay, the best and ideal, right? Ideal railway track is this one. Okay, this is the perfect railway track whereby the down candle and up candle are exactly of the same length. Okay, they call this a tweezer. Okay, however, there are times whereby they don't just create so nicely, they're not created so nicely, so you might get this kind of railway track pattern. Can you see? Up and down. The down, right, is about more than 3/4. The criteria for this is that the down has to be more than 3/4, or at least at the 3/4 mark. Okay, 3/4 mark, and we consider this a quasi railway track, but it's also considered railway track. Anything less than 3/4, example like half, you will not use this as a railway track. So this is very, very important. That's why I emphasize a lot on practicing. You need to practice on demo account to make sure you know how to tell a railway track. Okay, so this is also a railway track. Can you see here? This and this. So this up candle, right, is basically more than 3/4 of this down candle. Can you see that? Okay, as long as more than 3/4, this is a railway track. So you have to be very careful. As this railway track, right, is a reversal candlestick pattern, right? You don't just use it anywhere. So you must only use this railway track when you're, example, in an uptrend, right? Can you see the price? Let's say it's moving an uptrend. Okay, you got an up candle followed by a down candle, which is more than 3/4 or at least 3/4 from up candle. This is considered railway track. So let us take a look at this one. Can you see? This is a down movement, and you have this railway track formation. Okay, and therefore price move down. Okay, so you must be very careful when you trade this railway track. You must know how it looks like. Okay, in uptrend, the railway track will make out of a long up candle and a down candle. In a downtrend, you make out of a down candle followed by an up candle. Okay, in uptrend again, can you see here? Then after that, will followed by an up candle followed by a down candle. Okay, so this is very important. You must be able to tell a railway track. However, I'll be going through some example with you so that you have a better understanding of what is exactly railway track. Okay, so I hope that this part here, right, can give you a good understanding of what is railway track. Okay, so next. Okay, so let's go through the trade setup now. Okay, this must be the part that you guys are very interested in. Okay, in this part, right, we'll be talking about the setup, and this is what you have to look out for when you're trading this hit the Bollinger Band strategy. Okay, the step 1, what we do is that we wait for the price to hit the Bollinger Band, because this is very important. The Bollinger Band serves as a very strong support and resistance level. So what we are doing is waiting for the price to hit the Bollinger Band. Step 2, what you have to do is observe to see if there's a railway track or quasi railway track formation, which is what we have gone through here. Okay. Then third, you do not enter a trade. Upon these 2 steps, you do not enter a trade. You wait for the MACD indicator to flip in your direction of trade. If let's say you are going to enter a short trade, let's say for example, okay, you have seen this thing forming, okay, and you're going to enter a short trade, right, going down. Okay, you must make sure that your MACD indicator flips down from up to down. Okay, if let's say for this example, can you see? You have a railway track and you're going to enter a long trade. You must make sure MACD flips from below to up. Okay, therefore it's very important. You must wait for the MACD indicator to flip in a direction of trades. Okay, before you enter any trade. So the stop loss will always be set as 30 pips. Okay, the target profit will be twice as much, which is 60 pips. Okay, so this actually strategy gives you a 1:2 risk reward ratio. And you must take note that all the trades are done on the hourly chart. This strategy works for the euro dollar, pound yen. Okay, but you have to use the hourly chart. Okay. So basically, right, this is two conditions that you have to take note. Okay, first is the MACD flip, which is what I've talked about previously in the setup, in the trade setup, in the previous slide here. Okay, you must wait for the MACD indicator to flip in the direction of trade. Number two, right, there should not be a higher or lower point form. Okay, and I'm going to show you an example of what do I mean by that. There's no higher lower point form. Okay, so first of all, right, let's go through a trading example. Okay, which is this one. Okay, so what happened here is that what we do is that we see the price hit the Bollinger Band. Okay, you can see here, actually, price hit the Bollinger Band from a railway track formation. Can you see that? Railway track formation. So what happened here is this. Do I enter a trade? I have to wait for the MACD to flip. So you take a look here. Did the MACD flip? No, I will not enter a trade. However, can you see the next two candle? Can you see this candle here, right? Form a new low, which is lower than this. Okay, then this railway track is being forfeited. Okay, you will not enter a trade until the next formation of a railway track. Can you see here? Another railway track is formed. Okay, and at the same time, next the MACD indicator actually flips up. And after the confirmation, right, you do not enter straight away. You have to make sure that this candle closed and the MACD indicator is confirmed flip up, and you will enter on this candle here, on the next candle here. Okay, so what you do is that you will not enter a trade immediately. You have to make sure that this candle closed, right, and this MACD is above. Then you enter a long trade and you grab this profit here. Okay, so what are the examples, right, by the trade do not work? Which, in other words, trades that do not fulfill our condition. So I'm going to show you one example, right, of trades that do not fulfill, right, our conditions. Okay, so let's take a look at some example here. Okay, so let's take a look at this example here. This example here is the euro dollar on the 5th of January 2012. So what happened here, right? Can you see here? The price moved down, hits the Bollinger Band. Can you see that? Create a railway track. Can you see this is a railway track formation? Okay, so maybe I make this bigger. You see, this is a railway track formation, a perfect railway track formation. What we do is that we do not enter a trade, we wait. You see, we wait for the formation. Next candle, next candle, next candle. Okay, you must make sure that you have a MACD indicator flip, which is very important. Okay, so let me show you. So this one, right, it hasn't flipped yet. This one is actually at the 0 mark. You see the histogram, the word histogram there at the bottom, it states that it's at the 0. So 0 is not flipped, we will only enter upon the flip. Okay, so what happened here is that we will wait. However, here, can you see this candle here? This one flipped already, but this candle here, can you see it produced a new low. Can you see this railway track is here, but this candle produced a new low, which is lower than your candle here, and therefore this trade is being forfeited. If you were to enter a trade here, can you see you're going to be stop out, continue move down. You're going to be stop out. You see that? Okay, therefore this is very, very important. You must make sure that there's no new low or new high. If your railway track formation is a low, you must make sure there's no new low before this thing flip. Okay, before this MACD flip, there must be no new low. Then you can enter a trade. If not, you'll be forfeited. Okay, let's take a look at this example. This part here, can see continue move down, move down. You can see we have quasi railway track. Okay, quasi railway track. So what happened here? Do I enter straight away? No. I will wait for the MACD indicator to flip up. Okay, so what happened here? You wait, next candle, the next candle, the next candle. Can you see it flipped up? And there's no new low. Can you see? There's no new low form. What we do, we enter a trade here. So this is where we enter a trade. Okay, so this is where we enter a trade. And what happened? We place a stop loss at 30 pips. Okay, 30 pips stop loss is around here. Here. Okay, so we place a stop loss around here, 1.26567. 1.26567. Okay, and you're going to take profit at the 60 pip, sorry. You are going to take profit at 60 pip. You see here, you already took the profit. Okay, this gives you 1:2 risk reward ratio, but you must remember this. It's very, very important. You do not enter your trade immediately after you see a railway track. Okay, you will only enter after the MACD indicator flips from down to up, and most importantly, there should be no new low or new high form. Okay, so I hope that this point, right, is very important. This condition here. Okay, you must make sure that MACD flip, there's no higher or lower point formed. Okay, so I shall be going through with you more examples so that you have better understanding of how this thing works. Okay, so next chart here on hourly chart, euro dollar. You can see the price actually is moving down, hit the band, and there's a sideways track forming here. Again, right, like I said earlier on, we do not enter trade immediately. We wait. What we do is we wait for the MACD indicator to flip. Okay, we move. Maybe enlarge this a little bit. You see, it actually flips over here. Like this candle, it flips. Okay, can you see? There's no new low form. Okay, there's no candle that form a new low. So what we do, you enter a trade immediately here. Okay, stop loss placed at 30 pips. Okay, which is around here, 1.30981. Okay, then target profit, we're going to take a 60 pip. You can see as this thing move up, actually we are actually, let's see our position somewhere here. Okay, about 60 pip. Let's see our position somewhere here. Okay, and again, this strategy works. It has worked for me most of the time, but it's very important for you to be able to be patient to execute this strategy properly. You must remember this. Wait for the MACD flip, make sure there's no new high, new low, and you must be able to identify a good railway track. Okay, not any railway track, it must be a perfect or a quasi railway track, which is at least more than 3/4 or 3/4. Okay, anything less than that is not considered a railway track. You will not enter a trade.